Hello, Johnny London here once again. Today I've got a walk lined up for myself that I haven't done for a number of years. I'm starting off in a place called South Mymms, and via a sort of circular route I'm going to end up kind of roundabout over in Colney Heath before making my way back to the starting point. It's a number of years since I've done this walk, so let's see how I get on. As always, this route can be found over on my Outdoor Active webpage, link in the description. However, a part of this walk is along by the M25 and an industrial area, so it may not appeal to everyone. In addition, some paths were inaccessible and you would need to use your initiative. One for the seasoned, more determined walker then. I first take this short lane. It's about a quarter of a mile or so up to the start of the walk proper. Now there is parking up there, but I think you're better off outside the pub. Now I can ready myself at the start of the walk proper. Well, here I am at the little sort of triangular junction at the top of Black Horse Lane. There is a certain amount of limited parking here if you must, but I think you're much better off parking just down the ways a bit there outside the pub where I did. Now today's route sort of starts and ends up kind of over there, so let's get cracking. That's the way we'll be coming back. But this is the way we're going. Well, as I'm sure you can see, there's a bit of sun about today, and rumour has it there might be a little bit of rain about later on too. It's also a little bit gusty, so really typical British weather. Not up there, but continue along here. The forest sure is looking nice. A view of the rolling English countryside. He didn't have much luck, did he? I really must take a minute to enjoy this view, although the weather is definitely starting to look a bit moody. I press on. Well, it's been a lovely walk so far, plenty of woodland, everything's in bloom and the weather's not been too bad at all. I'm just coming to a bit of a sort of farmyard or something I think it is, but there's a good sort of through route, so it's no problem. And there it is. Ah, there we go, there's the sign I'm looking for. This gate's just the first of the obstacles. Ah, that's inconvenient. I guess you're supposed to undo it there, are you? I'll just duck under. Now the path gets pretty vague here, or non-existent, but it's on the map, so I'm going to keep going straight ahead. And I can see a sort of gate type style thing in the distance. I can also see the motorway in the distance. Ah, maybe here. And I'm out. Well, that was the nearest thing I could find to an exit proper, but according to all the maps I've got, we are still perfectly on the track. Now, I'm looking for a path diagonally across the field straight ahead of me, and I can already see it's been planted and it doesn't look as though they've left anything, so yeah, might need to skirt round this a bit. That's where the path should be. So I follow this sort of horse track instead. Possible route down there. Or down there. Well, the path's just a little bit shaky around here, but I can see the way ahead, so it's no real problem. I continue downhill. This seems to be a sort of horse's course, but if you come around to here, you can see we're right on track. There we go. So I'll take the path just to the left of the hedge to bring me down onto what I can already see ahead is going to be a proper lane. Seems straightforward enough. Tell you what though, looks like we've seen the end of the sun for today. Now, as with a lot of these near to town walks, there will be nice bits and less nice bits, and we've got a less nice bit coming up now actually. I suppose you could say it would be good if you're doing this walk in winter because the going's quite good. It's mostly sort of loose stone and a bit of tarmac and what have you, but we've got to skirt around what I think is well, a recycling facility, let's put it that way, and then we shall go quite close to the motorway for a bit before things look up again, hopefully. I march on, past a steaming pile. Oh, and yes, that did ponk as well. Well, safely past the recycling depot now, and there's a little sort of dusty track to my right, so let's follow that. Well, if I still had the boat, I'd have no shortage of a choice of fenders back there, would I? Nature is trying to win through. It's got its work cut out. I'm not sure where this water has come from. Well, that was pretty deep for this time of year especially, but luckily I've got proper boots, ones where they're waterproof all the way up where the laces are and everything, so I don't have to worry too much, at least not if I don't go in over my ankles. It's a bit industrial around here. Some kind of mining operation, maybe. Just look at all that. It's time to leave the pylons behind and head for the road. At least the going's good. And so is the signage. It's that mining thing again. I leave all that behind to enter glorious woodland. There we are, nice bit again. Who lives in there? Not that way for us, but this way. No, that's gone. Now I'm having to sort of circumnavigate this field because they've planted over the footpath. Sometimes that can happen, and you know, the path will come back again of its own the next year, and sometimes it will just move a bit, and sometimes it's just blatantly gone. It just depends, but I think I can see the bit where I'm aiming for, so should get there one way or another. Where the path would have been, and we'll just spin around over here, and I'm looking to go through there and then turn right a little bit further up. Well, behind me is a sort of thing for kiddies, one of those farms that's diversified a bit, I guess. I've now made it up to a lake. I'm going to follow the lake path along for a bit, and then where there's another lake I'm going to sort of snick along in between the two. Oh, you are joking. Well, I'm definitely not going to get across that, even with my boots. And so, a slight change of route. Well, so I'm just making my way the other way around the lake, which is a bit longer, but it doesn't matter. The weather's whipping up a bit now though, to be honest with you. I've seen it all now. I guess that must be the music of the countryside. And there's where I would have come through half an hour ago. Well, 10 minutes. Well, some of the path by the lake you can use the sort of lower path right by the lake, and sometimes you can't because it's just little sort of snickets for fishermen, so I've sort of switched about a couple of times, but it's all pretty straightforward and pretty good going along here really. I've come back down to the lakeside trail for a bit. Look what I've spotted. Well, that's handy. Great view, but it's quite a cold day today for middle of June. Bit of the old cheese and marmite. Well, I can't sit here freezing any longer, so let's get cracking. The way is clearly marked. The path now leads me away from the lakes. That's seen better days. And so's that. I can still fit through these. Well, just. On to Colney Heath. I think I'll take the middle one. Rest opportunities are available. No real problem for me, but you could always pop up onto the road just back a ways. Got the cock there if you need refreshments, although I'm not too sure if that's still doing business. Back into civilization for a while at least. There was a possible other route that I could have taken to sort of avoid this roundabout. I still have to pop out a bit further down the road anyway, but I wanted to come this way to show you a possible alternative parking solution if this would suit you better at this end of the walk. It's at the sort of opposite end of where I started. As you can see, we've got a street there and there's one or two other streets around. Really, I don't think you'd have too much trouble parking somewhere around here. Now if you prefer to, you could stay on the main road, the main drag through Colney Heath there, but for me I prefer the quieter route, so I've sort of snuck off down the lane and I've got this road. It's quite a nice wide straight road, there's no pavement, but it's pretty okay. Ah, here we go. This is the way. That isn't. But that is across there. Well, yet again, another footpath that has been planted over, and I can understand why they do that, obviously, but with sort of modern GPS systems and things in the sort of farm machinery, you'd have thought they'd have been able to sort of skirt around the trail a little bit easier. Although I can see some people in the distance and there's a little bit of a sort of clearing to my left, so I'm just going to follow that along and see where that takes me. And so I follow the tracks of the tractor. Another missing path, and of course it's trying its darndest to rain a bit at the moment. The path should come out, give or take, and there's its continuation there. It's pretty enough, but rather overgrown. Well, there's the remnants of a path here, I think. It's a joke. Look, it's a joke. Footpath completely planted over. Just had to come through that sort of tractor trail bit. Look, all the steps are here and everything. And the squeezy doings. Ugh. Now, these are sort of in quite good nick, really. The rest of it, not so much. Well, yes, it's raining a bit. Now, I'm quite close to the road, but it's no real problem. You know, the countryside's still nice, and the path's sort of not really there, but you can imagine it. The signposts are very good though. I need to get across to that gate in the distance. Oh my God. And there it is. Again, the path is just about there. I think it's time for another break. I've just sat on the coldest, wettest bench, but it looked nice, so I've got a little secret in reserve, which about this time of day, still got a little way to go, and the route's been a bit tricky today. I think this will be just what I need. That'll sort me out. You can't go in there. All set for the Great British Summer. Well, there've been one or two raids today, haven't there? But glad to leave that one behind. I think there's a nice bit of forest coming up ahead. Another one totally gone. Well, it certainly has been a good old yomp today, and this last bit's up quite something of a hill, just to really put the icing on the cake, so to speak. Either one will do. They join back up again. And there we are, back at the starting point via that other little path that I was expecting to pop out of. Now all I've got to do is just a quick stroll back down to the car. Well, that certainly was a very enjoyable walk, and we had all the weathers to go with it, didn't we? Now I'm going to head back, but I will call in via the Aldi to pick myself up a Ruby Murray. So that's pretty much it for me, and of course I shall see you all again very soon. Bye for now.